You don't feel bad exactly, and you're not unhappy either. On the surface, things are working. You're getting through the day. You're doing what you need to do. But underneath that, something feels slightly misaligned, not broken, just off. This feeling is easy to ignore because it doesn't scream. It doesn't demand attention. It just sits quietly in the background. Psychologically, this often happens when your inner world is changing faster than your outer life. Your mind starts noticing things differently. Your tolerance for noise lowers. What used to excite you doesn't pull the same way anymore. And because nothing is wrong, you start questioning yourself. You tell yourself you should be grateful. You tell yourself you're overthinking. But this isn't overthinking. It's awareness. When your nervous system has been in effort mode for a long time, it eventually asks for recalibration. Not rest exactly. Not escape. Just honesty. This feeling doesn't mean you're losing motivation. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful. And it doesn't mean you're failing quietly. It usually means you're outgrowing something that once fit. That can feel confusing because growth doesn't always feel like movement. Sometimes it feels like stillness. Sometimes it feels like detachment. Sometimes it feels like standing in between versions of yourself. And that in-between space is uncomfortable because it has no labels yet. You don't need to force clarity right now. You don't need to make a decision. You don't need to turn this feeling into a problem. This phase doesn't require action. It requires listening. Listening to what feels heavier than it should. Listening to what no longer feels aligned. Listening to the quiet signals you used to override. You're not behind. You're not stuck. You're not doing life wrong. You're adjusting internally before anything changes externally. That's not weakness. That's intelligence. You don't have to explain this feeling to anyone. And you don't have to resolve it today. Just knowing that it makes sense is enough for now. You can let this moment be exactly what it is. A pause, not an ending. You can stay here as long as you need.